Hello everyone. This is your friend Divyesh Dave, and I welcome you to the day number 27. So far, we have completed six projects, and we are on the day number 27. First 20 days, we have learned about all the fundamentals that we can use uh, to operate the Excel and to create all our reports and databases and everything. Then we started projects. So today, we are on the day number seven of the project series. Uh, it's the day number 27 is basically project number 7. So you can check how many projects we have created, and all these are really important projects. These are not just random, but sequentially added, exactly what I'm doing right now at my work. As an accountant, I'm doing all these things, and I'm just bringing all the important things rather than just creating simple calculator and all. These are really important. If you can do these projects, become you can become confident accountant and confident professionals, because it covers almost all the major things that we need in day-to-day work. And that's how we can practice our Excel skills. Okay. So we are on the day number 27. We are going to make the project number 7 today. So welcome to the projects. Today's project is Daybook. Now, Daybook is a very important tool for every professional who is working in accounts department, or who is handling funds and cash and everything. So basically, what it does is it just records all the transaction that we are doing in cash or bank, and then it gives us daily report, which helps us to know how much funds we have, so that we can plan funds in advance. So that's how it helps us to proper fund management. Also, it also helps us to manage our documentation, because when we book any entry in Daybook, it also tells us that this is the document you need to keep in your files and files and papers that we file you know in our documentation and all. So this is a tracking tool also to track all the invoices that we have paid, or so, because basically payment is really important and receipt is so important. Sale purchase is like when we sell or purchase something, the final thing should be the funds. Funds should come in hands, or the 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 payment should be done properly, right? So it is like a tracking tool also, tracking tool for funds and also the documentation. So that's what I am considering the two major parts in this project. So this is how it looks. I just kept very simple. You can modify as per your requirement, but you need to understand the fundamentals behind making this sheet. So basically, this sheet is dynamic. You don't need to do anything. It's all about the linkings. This net balance is also linking every day. It will change as you fill the daily transactions. Now today's receipt is the dynamic sheet, the dynamic filter, which automatically brings the that particular day's transaction. So if you want to check, okay, how much payment we have made today and how much receipt we have made today, so it will automatically bring that data. And then comes the main important part, which is our database. Database is daily transaction that we are doing. So I have added few sample transaction. I'll just go through what are the things we need to add. First, we need to add date, ledger, name, invoice reference, which is very important for documentation and filing purpose, so that we have a proper, uh, you know, track of documentation, that all the documents are okay, and we have received all the proper documents. And then the mode, how we have paid, because this column is really important, because it is directly connected with our main balance section. And then the type, whether it's a receipt or payment, this is also connected with this part. And the amount, you just need to fill the amount and it will automatically bring the value here. And the description is basically a very uh, small keywords that you can put of that particular transaction. For example, the first transaction I have added is sales local. Okay, so sales local, sold to Rohan. This is the invoice number. Then cash, we have sold in cash, and then uh, we have uh, we have received the funds, and this much amount I have received, and it was received against the sales. And then then this part is I have added because I'm maintaining my books in Tally. So what I do is every day when I fill this sheet, I must get the narration automated typed. So I don't have to type all the narrations every day. So what I did is I just click the formula here, and this formula automatically gives the narration. So every time I make this entry, I just need to copy this narration into the Tally. That's it. So we will learn this also, how we can just automate this small narration. You can add as many information if you want to add. You just need to add the column, and then you connect with this formula. That's it. Okay, so far so good. So let's start making this. For making this, we just need a simple sheet. We will call it DB as a short name of this. Okay, DBK daybook. First, we need our headers. So let's make the headers alt HMC, and then we'll color it. Let's make it blue. Okay, let's make it blue, and then we will add the name of the ABC A, ABC Limit ABC Enterprises daybook. So you can name it daybook, petty cash book, whatever you want to have. But majorly, it should cover all the payment and receipts which you are doing on daily basis, and it should cover all, not only cash but also bank and the different kind of banks. The very first thing we did is we started creating our main page. We also need the masters, and the masters we will need is I'm going to create the masters because it is already there, so you can just copy and paste from this sheet. But the main master says mode, cash INR, cash USD. So I have considered that sometimes we sell overseas also. So we have Bank of Baroda, BOB INR, then the HDFC INR, then HDFC USD, so HDFC Euro. So these are the main bank I have added, main mode of payment I have added. You can simply add one more column here, and you can add the full name of this, like cash INR, then Bank of Baroda. So you can add Bank of Baroda account number, and then you can add one more column to add the account number of these mode of payment. The second why I have added is the type of payment. So these are adding we are because of uh, the data validation thing. The third is our list of accounts. So we need to add all the list of accounts that we need to hit in our daybook, and then the group. It is not mandatory, but it is good to bring the group, because if we want to create any additional report, let's say how much current assets we have paid this month, or how many we have paid to this debtors, or let's say Tata Motors and all these companies that I have added just for training purpose. But let's say you want to say, okay, tell me all these company, how many sundry debtors balance are there. So you just copy this grouping, you add the another column, and then you can just add all these values, X lookup and sum ifs. That's it. So we are not going to do that, but I'm just giving you an idea. Okay. So right now we are more focusing on our creating our daybook. So let's start with very first thing we need our main thing, which is our. Let me just remove this grid lines so it looks nice and clean. Then, okay, so border I have made it white. That's why it's not showing. Alt HBA. Now here we want to bring all our banks and mode of payments. So that's how we want to track our funds, right? So we'll just copy this and then paste it here. Then we will add let me just add this portion. So we need our opening balance, the receipt, payment, and the balance. Okay, so these are the information we will need. And then we can change the color of, let's say, make it a little light for the main part, like this, and the header like this. Also the balance should look different, and then this, and then this. make it normal. Okay. Now this is the first thing. Second thing, we need the overall balance, right? So what we'll do is we'll just keep three column because right now we have only three currencies, so we can man currency wise balance. So net, let's say, let me keep it here. Alt HMC, Alt HMC, net balance. We'll make it center, increase the size, and then we will add it the net balance total here. Now what we'll do is we'll just link it here. First cash INR plus HDFC INR. So INR balance is here. Then again cash USD plus HDFC USD here. And then there was one more Bank of Baroda also there. So Bank of Baroda INR. And then the third HDFC or any other euro. No, there is only one euro. So this is how we can bring. Now we need to change the currency also. So we'll just change the currency of these accounts. Rupees, and then USD should be USD, Euro should be Euro. Opening balance, I need to, I just mentioned from here. I'll just take opening from here. So all the, raw data I'm just taking from my sample sheet, right? But you need to do it with me. So don't just watch and leave this video, but do it with me. So net balance we have. Now the next thing we need is our main database. So for that database we need all these data points. Now these are our main data points. You can add as many data points as you want, but try to make it simple so it just not make you overwhelmed, and it makes our sheet minimalistic, but also we must cover all the major data points. So let me just tell you what are the data points I have covered. So first date of the transaction, ledger that we are using in our masters. The name means this is not the ledger, but exactly where we exactly paid for the person or any company representative. We need to mention the name, because sometimes we pay to uh, we pay to our supplier, but also sometimes we pay for some expenses. But in that expenses, we need to mention exactly to whom we paid, right? So this is the person we need to keep the name on, where we exactly paid. Then invoice reference, very important. Then mode of payment, type of transaction, whether it is receipt or payment, and then the simple amount. Then the description, very small 3 to 4 words description, paid for goods or something like that. And then narration, where we link few major data points, and then we will bring automated narration. If you are making the entry in another software like QuickBooks or maybe Tally or somewhere else, so you don't need to type all the narration by your own. By every time you need to manually, don't need to type, just copy this and paste it. That's it. Okay, so this is our main database. Now we will need some linking. So for that, we have created just simple steps like adding the format. So we are adding the format, then we'll creating masters, which is already created. So you can create your masters as per your requirement. So this master covers capital account, then current assets, all the current assets that you have, then the sundry debtors you have, then after that sundry creditors. So you put the name of the company, and then in the second column you put the grouping of that particular ledger. Then the sales local, sales export, it is the income. Purchase local, purchase import, it's an expenses. Closing stock, current account, reserve surplus, capital account, VAT, receivables, loans and advances. So you can modify as per your requirement, but this is how you can create the masters. Then the expenses and the income, interest income, dividend income, loan payable. So basically what we are doing is we are creating, you can say, simple cash flow, right? Simple cash flow method. So that's how you can create masters. And then here now we are going to link it. Very first thing we will do is we'll convert this into the table. Control T, my table has header, and enter. Now it is converted into the table. For ledgers, we need to put the data validation. So let's say we go to data validation. So why? Because make sure we don't change the ledger name anywhere. So it should remain same exactly that we have created in the masters, and the same master should be matched with our software which we are using for accounting or bookkeeping. So let's say you are using QuickBooks or Tally, it should keep the same character length and spaces and everything same. Okay. Now the source of list is our masters, which is our list of accounts, and then enter. Okay. Now it is done. So every time we add new entry, we can't add. We have to make sure that we adding ledger accounts from the list. Then name, we will keep it open because name can be changed, right? We cannot make a specific list for this thing. So this is okay. We can make it normal. Then invoice reference, we can make it because every time it changes. When we are selling, the invoice number will change. When we are receiving the invoice number will change. Mode of payment should be exact same that uh, we are using right now here. So we'll just select these things. We will add data validation list, and then we will go to our masters, and then we'll connect from here and enter. Okay. Then the type of transaction, this also need to be logged with just two options, which is receipts or payment. That's it. List, we go to our masters, and then we'll select this and okay, and done. Then the amount, we'll keep it open because we cannot freeze that. Description, we'll keep it open, and narration, we will just make a formula. So this is how we create our simple, you can say data entry form. Now we want to freeze this data. We don't want to move every time. So what we'll do is we just go here and all WFF. So we will freeze these things. So every time this portion, let me just make it. So basically this portion should remain constant, and then every time we adjust, we just need to tab, and automatically the entries will insert. Okay. The second thing you can do is you can just click here, and then you'll go here and then create form. So you can add form also. We have already learned about this, like in previous section. You can just go there and you can learn about how to create form, but I kept it very simple because there are not so many columns to fill. So that's why I'll keep just simple database, yeah, tab style, data entry. Yeah, you can also beautify. Control 1, go to fill, and then you will fill effect. You can change the effects, something like this. So that's your choice, whatever you want to do. Now, next thing we need to do is, let me just make it a little big, or let's keep it simple. Okay, so far so good. Now we will need the data. So what I'll do is I'll just copy my sample database, and then I'll show you how it changes every time when we, uh, what you can say, when we add a new entry. So for example, let's just start with one entry. I'll put one entry as sample, and then we will just copy and paste all these sample data. So let's say 1st June, we have received fund against sales. Okay. So we just go here, 1st June 2024. Sorry. Sales. See, automatically it comes. Name. Let's say received from Rohan. Invoice reference, against which invoice you have received. So sales local, against this invoice you have received. Now in the mode, we need to show the mode how exactly we received. So for sample purpose, I've just put the cash INR. Automatically, see, it will show you all the options. See, you just click one or two letters of first, like two letters of the word, first two letters, and then it will show you the link. And then you can move around all these lists with the help of arrow, or you can just create this drop down. So that's for the fast data filling. So I'll just go keep it cash INR and type, is it a receipt or a payment? So I'll keep it a receipt. An amount, let's say amount is 1,50,000. 1,50,000. And then control space alt HK. And description, we can say against, not the against, but sale of goods. That's it. Now here comes the narration, important part. So what narration I want to add is, like, usually in accounting terms we add being fund received for this being paid for this. So what I want to add is, if there is receipt, then it should be different, and then if it is a payment, it should be different. So let me just add one payment entry so you will understand this. So I'll just copy this for your just for the sample purpose, and I'll just put it here. Okay. So we have received funds from Siemens. So we have paid, sorry, we have paid to Siemens. Automatically, see it brings you the list of ledgers. So we just select delete it as IE tab, then paid to Siemens. So you can just put the manager name, like Mr. John. So that is the name reference number. Yeah? If there is a sales, cash sales, you have to mention the name of the person. So that's how you, an invoice reference. This is the invoice number of Siemens INC. Then how we received the fund, we have received in Bank of Baroda INR. Sorry, we have paid, and we have paid. So we just added payment here, and then 60,000 goods purchase, and that's it. Now I'll put just simple. First, I will put the simple if. Okay. So then we will. So just to show you how you can connect different ifs. Okay. So is equal to if um, or maybe just let me just make it simple, is equal to what narration I want. I'll just use the AND formula. Okay, this is how I use. See, what it does is, uh, like, fund received against invoice number and the invoice reference, something like this. So we'll do it step by step. Let's say is equal to, then first we'll need the being funds received from. This is the first text we need. Okay, and then we'll close the inverted comma, then we will put and then we will just link this being fund received from. From means uh, here, and then we will again add this and after and we will add again uh, inverted comma, one space, against invoice number, and then we will link the, we'll close it, and then we'll add and. You can see all the formulas here. Okay, how we are doing it, and then we'll connect this. See how it works. Automatically the narration has been typed for you. Being fund received, let me just justify it, alt HW. So it will wrap text, alt HAM. See how beautifully it just created all the narration. Every time you add the name of the person and the invoice reference, automatically it will give you this narration. Being funds received from Rohan against invoice number this. That's it. That's our narration. Now what I want to do is I want to make it dynamic. So if there is a receipt, then it should show this narration. Otherwise, it should show this one, being being amount being paid to paid to dash 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 being paid to Mr. John against invoice number this. So this is the standard narration we want, right? So what I will do is I'll just put the if formula. So if let's say what is this? F in 19 is equal to receipt, then bring this, otherwise make it empty. That's it. So let's say you put it payment, it will make it empty. Okay. And then what we will do is we will add another formula. Otherwise, sorry, I need to copy this. Then simply, if this is a receipt, then bring this, otherwise bring this formula. Let me just check it again. So this formula is okay. This formula is fine. Here we just need to copy this. And then this is the closed one is equal to, here we need to change. If this is equal to receipt, then value if true. So in value we put the bracket and we'll added the formula. Okay. And then if it is not true, if it is false, then you bring the another formula, which is nothing but this formula, and then we'll close it. Something like this. So let's say if I does payment, it will change to being paid to Rohan against invoice. If we paid receipt, it will being fund received from this. This is the, this is how you can just change this formula. Now here I'll just copy all the sample data set because we need to do more things. So I'll just save some time. You can check the sample data later on. So once you do this, every day you fill this automatically, the narration is here. The only one thing that you need to keep in mind, whenever you are transferring fund within your organization, let's say you are transferring, this is the sample example. Just make it red so you can always keep this. So every time you add the contra entry, you just need to make sure in which bank you are making receipt. You just make sure you change the currency as per your receipt bank. And then the same entry you need to add as a payment also, because this is the dual effect you can give. Otherwise, your balance will not match because you are adding only one single entry, right? On all the other entries, the second entry is always affecting this, the bank or cash, whatever. So it's like single entry system. But in single entry system, when you are transferring funds from one bank to another, you need to make sure that you change the currency. Let's say right now you have received, let's say from SDFC Euro. In FDFC Euro you have paid, but in SDFC INR you have received. So here you need to change the currency. 30,000 should not be the, let's say, it should not be the INR. It should be, let me just check it again. So you are actually receiving money in SDFC Euro, but you are receiving from SDFC INR. So this amount should reflect the Euro amount. So euro amount, let's say you have received 2,360. The same entry you need to add as a payment. So you are paying from HDFC INR 30,000 INR you paid. Just for example, I'm not going exactly because I don't know exact rate. It may be 80, 89 or 90 something. So just for the sample example, let's do it. Let's say 2360 into, let's say, 89. So this should come into your HDFC INR, because HDFC INR you are paying something more and then you are receiving the euro in your euro account. This is the only thing you need to keep in mind. And here the narration will, you can change manually because there are very few entries in a month, like contra entry. The same here. See, I have added one more example. So when the contra entry comes, that you need to just take care that you need to enter two entries, one for received in that particular bank where you are receiving, and the second entry from paying from the other bank. That's it. Otherwise, you just need to add this thing. Okay, so far so good. Now we will link our formula. So for the receipt, here this whole section will totally work on uh, sum ifs formula, sum ifs. So we'll just go here, we put sum ifs, sum range. We always need to keep this amount, then comma, then the first criteria will be the mode of payment because it is already showing here, and then comma, the criteria one. Okay. Now we need to give the second criteria range. Second criteria range will be type of payment, comma, and then we will keep receipt and then enter. That's it. Now here we need to freeze the receipt thing. So receipt is C5, so we will freeze the C5 and then control D, control D, control D, control D, control D. That's it. Now the same formula we will put it here, or maybe you can just copy this formula and then paste, but the reference should change to payment. So everything is same, just the sum ifs reference has been changed. It is going to be payment, the amount change, and this everything is there. Pretty simple, right? So all the receipts it has added. So is equal to opening plus receipt minus closing and then balance. So we will copy this formula, Alt ES F, because we are copying only formula, and that's it. I think the currency has been changed, so let me just change it. So this is INR. We'll change it to INR, and then this is euro. So this is going to be our euro. The same we will change it here also. Let's say this is the euro. So euro balance is here. The USD balance is here, and the INR balance is here. Okay, so it automatically checks the opening balance and receipts it takes from here, and then closing balance. So every day it will change. Now we need the day, right? To check the balance, we need the day. So we can add day here, or somewhere you can add the day. So let me just add it here, Alt HMC and day. Net balance. Let me just reduce the size. And then we will add the date here, which is the formula of today. Just reduce the size. And then we'll change the format. You can keep the same format, but I like this format most preferable. That's it. So now we have completed our day book. Now we want to test. One more thing we need to do is, let's say we have paid something today, but it's not showing. It's not going to show you. Tell me what are the transaction of today. So what we will bring is we will bring today transaction here. So at least on the main sheet, we will know these are the major payments we have done. These are the 3 receipts that we have received. For that, we will use the filter formula. Do you know filter? So this is what I have done here. See, it just added filter formula of receipts and filter formula of payments. So every time we change something in our data set, this sheet will change, and then I have connected this from our uh, date. That's it. Okay. So how I did is, let me just check it again. Yeah. First, we will bring the filter, simple filter, and then we will add the second filter with the help of uh, this sign, star sign, and then we will give what are the columns that we want. So basically, we want 4 columns. Let's say we have name, invoice reference, mode, and amount. So basically, we have paid, we have received from these companies, organized this invoice in this account and this much amount. Okay. So you can add as many columns as you want, but these are like simple thing that you can bring on the dashboard. So filter and filter in the array, as this one is the array, and then comma, include. Include means from where we need to filter. So we need to filter from our receipt. It should be, or maybe you can directly link here. It should be receipt and then enter. But right now it's bringing all the columns. Okay, so just change it to date. So what it does is it just bringing all the, just check it again. Yeah. So what it does is it gives us all the columns. But before that, I just want to add one more thing: the headers. Can you see this? We need the headers. So you know the V stack formula that we have used. V stack. So how what VStack does is VStack also brings the header. If you want to bring a header, you can bring. Otherwise, you can just simply go here, because if you want to make it like static headers, you can just simply type headers, and then you can uh, you know uh, you can simply bring this data. But right now we'll just make it dynamic. So we'll just go here, VStack, and then we'll select the array of all the headers, and then end. Sorry, make it comma and enter. Just a minute, guys. We stack table headers selection, and that's it. We stack the array which is our total table, and then comma, and then close, enter. So now it is bringing the data with the header. That's what we did. So far so good. Now we need to bring only few columns, not all, but the few columns. So what we will do is, mm, we can simply bring all these things into one more section, one more formula. So you know this formula, choose columns. So choose columns brings us help us to bring exactly how many columns we need. So we'll just count. Let's say we need ledger name. I think yes. So let's just keep 2 in column, 3, 4, 4 number, then 5 number means mode, and then amount. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Number 7. So now it will bring only 1, 2. Just check it. Where is the 2 number? Ledger is okay. Invoice reference okay. Amount 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I added 5. Let me just add 7. Ah, it's point, sorry. 2, 4, 5 and comma 7. So I just added point, that's why. So that's it. Now we need to add one more. Okay. What we need to do is we just need to add if uh, if the date in this column is 30th June, for example, if the date matches with this date, then only bring this. Otherwise, keep it no entry or no receipt, something like this. So for that, what we did is we just added let's say header, choose column, and then hmm, let me just check it, guy. Yeah, this was the so what we did is uh, we added two filters, not only one but two filters. So first filter is, let's say the table is showing receipt, which is our this portion. But the second filter we want to add the if the in the table the date is this one. So let me just check it. How did we do it here? So basically filter and the first selection is same. Then we have added second selection with the help of this sign. So what we'll do is filter, first selection is okay. Then we will add the second selection of filter into, uh, have we added the bracket? We have added bracket in the table section, okay, from the table. So filter, the bracket, table 6 types, and we'll just copy this part, or maybe just let's try uh, let's try again. So do it with me. So what we are doing is we are adding two filters, but before putting the filters, we just keep it as it is, like filter. The first section will be same, but we will add just is this star sign, and then we'll add the second filter, which is first we select uh, the array, which is our this area. The array has been selected. Then comma, we'll select from where we want to bring. Here it should be the date, and then we will close it. It's already closed. Then we will comma, sorry, after the bracket close, comma, and it should show no. If it is not matching, it should show no uh, payment today. So this message it will show you, and then we'll close this and enter. Let me just check it where exactly it happened. Table 6 in table 6, comma, table 6 date. So it's just splitting this data. Why it's doing? No problem. We'll check it again. So filter is okay. This filter is fine. So table 6 is the array. Then it will give the include table 6 type is equal to C5. Then we will add another table. So let me just check my formula. So filter table 7. Okay, so what it does is here we need to change this table. After table 6, we need to bring this bracket here. So basically, filter table 6 is selected, and then table in the table 6 the type header is equal to 5, and table 6 should remove only the table 6 is equal to this and no payment. And this should be no problem, guys. Let me just check it again. So far so good. Yeah, see, filter table 7, which is okay, then comma, then the first portion table 7 date, and this, then end table 7, comma, no receipt today, comma, no payment today. First we need to close this bracket. Table 6, okay, here table 6. So this bracket is closed. Now it's not bringing the value. Maybe some mistakes are going on. So let me just check it again. See, this looks very easy, like filter table 7, then filter table 7, then is equal to C12, sign this bracket close, then comma, no receipt today, then two brackets close, 3457. That's what we did. Comma, here comes table 6, which should not be there. So table 6 is dynamic. Then the first criteria, which is here, the second criteria, which is here, comma, no payment today, two bracket close. Yeah, Alt H K. So this is how you can make it. Let me just drag it down, and then I'll just copy this beautiful header. We'll keep it here, and I'll just make it a little bit blue because we are doing this sample in blue. Alt HBS. We'll just copy this, and we will make, let's say we are doing in random 4 to 5 payments. So I'll just keep the formatting for next 4 payments. Then we have total payments. Okay, so let me just check it. Let me just tell you what again. What we did. We just created the simple formula of filter, which is filter the table. Then here there is one bracket, and this should be constant. When we are putting one or more filters, this area should remain constant, and then we will add the first criteria. Then we'll connect it with this star sign, and then the second selection, um, which is our date. First we have to select whether it's a receipt or payment. Second, we have to select whether it's a whether the date is matching with this part or not. And then if these both are not matching, it will give you no payment today. Sorry, is it a receipt or payment? Yeah, it's a receipt. So no receipts today, and that's it. Then this bracket is closed, so filter formula is closed, and then we have added vstack. So vstack will calculate the the header of all these formula. And then when this closes, this is closed, V stack, and then the third formula starts. Choose column bracket, and then the choose column bracket closes here by selecting 2, 4, 5, 7. These are the columns that you have selected and all day. Okay. Now what we'll do is here again the same thing. Alt HBA, we will create the format, and then just copy this formula. We'll put it here, but here what we need to do is we need to change it to payment, and also the date should remain this, and then enter. And here also we need to change no payments today. It looks quite tricky, but when you do it 2 or 3 times, it will be so easy, because it's basically what it's doing is it's connecting first filter, then we stack, and then choose column. That's it. So it will show you today's. Let's change it, and then we will make it left. Yeah. So it is showing you today's payment. Now, if you want to check it, you can just go. Let me just freeze it. So we go to 30th June. You can see here how many receipts, 1 or 2 receipts. So 2 receipts are coming. Adani and Bharti Airtel receipts. And then office expenses, miscellaneous expenses are coming here. So you can change the reference of these columns and all. But basically, it will give you the dynamic balance here, net balance here, and then just to check. Okay, tell me what are the payments we have done today only. What are the 2 major payments we have done? What are the receipts we have received today? So you can increase the size. Let's say if you are receiving more than 2 or 3, you can increase the size of this thing. But you can freeze this particular pane here. You just go here and press Alt WFF. So it will freeze this whole area. So it will not change, but only the data entry part will change. Okay. Now let's add the sample entry and see how it changes our data. So we'll press tab. Let's say 30th June 2024. And then let's say we paid rent. Okay, rent expenses. We paid to Mr. Minesh. And then you can just you can give any random reference for this, like RNT rent July 24, something like this. And how we paid? So let's say we paid Bank of Baroda INR. It is a payment, and let's say we paid 25,000 rent for office rent for July 24. And see, automatically it will bring the narration, but also it will bring the today's payment entry here. So it's a dynamic entry. If you add any receipt, let's say, then the cash balance is also changed. If you just remove this, 25,000 has been reduced from the payment. But we'll keep it 25,000. Let's add one receipt entry. So this, let's say Bharti Airtel. We have received from Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel is the same company, and then BAIND, let's say against 567 invoice we have received. And we have received in SDFC, INR, the receipt part, and 1,20,000. And then against goods sold. So automatically see it brings the narration, being fund received from Bharti Airtel against invoice number. This is this. So no manual work, and automatically it's add here. So today we have received fund against this invoice number BAIND. So at the same portion, it is giving you the current bank balance, The total bank balance, net bank balance, INR is this much, dollar is this much, euro is this much, and today how much payment we have made, sorry, how much received we have made, and how much payment we have made. So basically, it is giving you the dynamic range of all the today's transaction plus today's balance, and all the database is here. Now, what you need to do is you need to bring you need to keep the proper sequence of documentation with this list, that if you are showing here that this invoice has been paid against I mean, this payment has been made against this invoice. So you need to make sure that you go to that particular invoice and you make a mark that this much has been paid, so that you can keep a track. Or you can keep the scan of the invoice and just add here hyperlink, let's say link, and then you can add a hyperlink of that particular file. So when you click here, automatically that invoice will open. So you can do so many things here. I'm just giving you an example of this thing, how you can maintain your files and folders. Okay, so I hope you understood this, and this dynamic daybook will help you to become productive in your work. And it is like not just a random, um, what you could say, random petty cash book, but it's a really dynamic to, even if you are measuring, if you are maintaining the multi-currency account, or you are maintaining import export, and then also you can, you know, with just this day book, you can actually keep the control over all the things. That's what I do. My daybook is little bit longer, like in terms of columns, but I control everything from the daybook. Every day I do something. That is my first task, to update the daybook, because daybook gives me an idea what's going on in the organization, especially in the banking, finance, and sales purchase. So the sale purchase sheet, the inventory sheet that we have created in our last project, that thing and this thing, these two are giving you tremendous power. Believe me, guys, if you want to keep the proper control of your books, you can do it with just these two sheets, because controlling is really important. You need to make sure that all the invoices are in line, all the entries has been passed properly, uh, you know uh, all the transaction are fine, banking is updated, you are showing the proper balance. Like, let's say you have this only $1,500, but you know that 1,500 is okay, we just need to keep some money. But let's say this is your this is your main operating account, and it goes just like, uh, let's say 10,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees is there. So it will automatically give you alert. You can add the conditional formatting here, that if it goes less than, let's say less than 10,000, or maybe 100 and 100,000, 1 lakh rupees, so it will give you an alert that this should color as a red. Yeah, 30th. See, automatically I'm recording it late night, so automatically the date changed. I thought, what happened suddenly? So it was 30th June. Now suddenly, see, the date has been changed. So today formula really works powerfully. Let's make it 30th June. So it will the keep the data okay. Okay, so far so good. I hope you have understood this. Please check this data sheet. I will add this in our project folder. Try to modify as per your requirement. You can add more things and do some try and errors. If you face any issue, share in the Google form that I have attached here, and share your queries. Of course, share your projects in the same sheet. You can just add these kind of Google Drive and just link those Google Drive, and that's how you need to submit your projects. Okay, so this is all for today, guys. This was the dynamic daybook, and I hope you understood this, the importance of controlling part. So daybook and the inventory sheet is going to be very helpful uh, for the specific the controlling part. And here we finished our project number 7. So keep learning, keep improving, because practice, of course, keep practicing, because Excel needs practice. Even, I forgot this filter formula, and I was also stuck for, let's say, 5 minutes. So always keep practicing. So that's what I am doing right now. I'm practicing with you guys. You need to practice. You need to identify all the data points that you need in your company. Let's say you're working somewhere, you need to find out, what are the data points you need every day, and according to that particular requirement, use Excel to automate some basic small tasks. Just like I've shown you this narration, how I automated narration, so every time I don't have to type the narration. So these kind of small automation you can do. You can create multiple types of reports. You can create visualization and all. And this is the real importance of learning the fundamentals and then apply those fundamentals. I'm not expert in VBA project, but still I can do so many things in Excel. That's what you need to understand. Okay, so keep learning, keep improving, keep practicing, and finish all the projects. Submit your projects. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great, lovely day. We have 3 more projects to go, and by finishing these 10 projects, believe me, you will be much more confident in Excel. That's what I believe, because the same thing that I have followed, and it made me really confident. So thank you so much, guys, for your like, subscribe, and if you think that this whole 30 days challenge is helping you, you can share it with your friends, family, and on your LinkedIn profile as a post, that this is the course, not the course, but yeah, this is the challenge that you have gone through, and it helped you, and other people can also take benefits of this. So I'm your friend Divyesh Dave. I'm signing off. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great, lovely day, and keep learning, keep practicing, keep improving. Bye bye.